Well, hello, I'm Scott Bacon with the Education Foundation for Clinton City and Anderson County Schools, and we are here today to give you a little update about a recent event and a good friend of ours, John Byrd, who ran in a little event up in Boston. But thanks to the generosity of the good folks around this community, helped raise some money for the Education Foundation. So, John, welcome back to town. I know you had a great trip up to Boston. Share with us a little bit about what that experience was like.
Well, it's a very special experience for sure. Boston opens its arms to runners, and for 26 miles, the streets are lined with 15, 20 people deep.
Wow.
And they are all about supporting you, each individual. And there was probably 25,000 folks or more running. A lot of unique stories, people that have overcome challenges that you just can't imagine. So it makes you feel really good about being among that crowd of folks. My goals, I had 3 goals when I ran that thing. I guess maybe 4. I wanted to have a good time, which I did, but it was after the run that I had a good time. I wanted to try to beat my qualifying time, which was 4 hours and 11 minutes. Well, I didn't get close to that. What happens at Boston is all that 16 miles overall of downhill, it just beats your quads up. And a lot of folks experience the same problem I did, is when the hills do start around mile 16 or so, muscles have to change their behavior, and that changeover can cause a lot of cramping.
Ooh.
And that's what happened with me, is I had a lot of cramping, but I wasn't the only one. So the words of my coach kept echoing in my little brain saying, keep moving, and I did. So I was able to qualify for next year. I want to go again.
Yep.
And so, and my 4th goal was I wanted to finish, so I was able to do that. And but it was just a real special experience. Kind of an interesting story. I came across the finish line, and a sweet lady came up to me and said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "That's a really fair question. I'm not sure." So they took me into the medical tent and gave me broth and kind of brought me back to life. So you just get treated like royalty the whole time you're there, before, during, and after the race.
Well, and talk about your little pride and joy here that you've got on.
Well, this is the official 2022 Boston shirt that they give you with your entry fee, and I will be wearing it a lot, maybe to bed, I don't know, but it feels good. It's a great shirt, and I do feel like maybe I earned it.
Most definitely you earned it. Now, tell me a little bit about what was the temperature like in Boston?
It was beautiful weather. I actually got sunburned, and
Wow.
a lot of folks did.
Yeah.
It was about 53, 54, sunny. The pavement did heat up a little bit, but as I said, there were just so many unique stories about what people had to overcome. Physical impairment all the way to diseases such as cancer and things like that. They're out there, they're doing it. One of the persons in my age group, 75 to 79, actually fell and I think he broke his elbow and a finger, and he had a big gash in his head. And they came out of the crowd, the medical folks did, and patched him up, and he finished. He went ahead and finished, but it was a pretty rough fall. So, but that's the kind of, sort of the attitude you have to take.
Oh, sure.
You want to do that sort of thing.
Well, obviously Boston's one of the most famous events of that nature. If you were talking to a young person who loves to run, maybe a cross-country member, a high school team, whatever it may be, what would you tell them about this experience that would make you want to, if you were looking back, would you have wanted to do that at the age of 33 now looking back at it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing is to be able to meet the different personalities, the different types of people that come to an event like this. Both the runners and non-runners, a lot of those folks that did the medical attention, they volunteer, they travel all over the United States. Some of them travel all over the world just volunteering to help runners when they get hurt or have a problem. So you just get to meet. So, you know, so they ought to start in high school meeting lots of different folks, and going to an event like Boston gives you a unique opportunity to really expand on your experiences as far as
the international community as well. Well, you know, one of the great things is the relationships that you have and have made here in this community through the years. There have been so many people who have contacted Education Foundation and on your behalf and been so thankful for what you've given to them through the years, that they rallied around your cause, which was us, the Education Foundation, as it relates to Boston Marathon. And so we wanted to let you know how much money we raised thanks to your efforts. Over $3,600
wow.
came to the Education Foundation because you made the effort to reach out to us and to go up there and represent us.
Well, I told you there would be people that would really give some money knowing that I would suffer. So they came through. No, I just want to thank each and every person for that. And hopefully I can find out what their emails are and give each one a thank you. I would like to do that.
Well, and I'll let you know, not one of them said a word about you suffering. They all had high praise for you and what you meant to them in terms of their education when they were in high school and middle school. And so thank you for doing that for the Education Foundation. That was a fantastic thing. Those dollars, by the way, are going to health and wellness grants during the 22-23 school year next year. And so typically around late November, early December, folks, our educators from all Anderson County schools and Clinton City schools are going to have an opportunity to apply for those dollars. We'll add them in to the funds raised at the Clinton 5K, which is on Saturday, October 22nd at 9 a.m. You can go to clinton5k.com to find out more information about that. Hopefully John will be there running as well. He runs a few short races too. They're not all 26.2. But he's been a great fan of that event for years, and we look forward to having him back for that and continuing to work with you on whatever endeavors you've got going in the community, because it's great to have friends, former educators who want to give back to the community in our schools in such a fine fashion as this one. You had a lot of people here that day cheering for you. I hope you heard.
Well, I think some people used my efforts as an opportunity to party and watch that little dot. Like some of them put it up on TV, and they did tell me they got a little concerned when I stopped around mile 22 or somewhere. But that was just muscle cramps, and we, massaged them out and kept on going.
That's right.
That's what you do.
And you finished.
So I was just real thrilled that I was able to do that, and it's really rewarding to know that folks donated some money to help education.
Well, we're so thrilled to have that support and that you did finish, and that's a great message for any young person who's watching this. Resilience is a big deal. Don't quit. Keep going. Just like John, when he was feeling a little pain, took a second or two off, minute or two off, got a little help, got back out there and finished. We honor that with our congratulations and thanks for all that you've done for us. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all for taking the time to help.
It's great. We're glad you're back home. If you want to know more information about the Education Foundation, just go to theeducationfoundation.info and you can find out about how we're impacting schools. By the way, just had a meeting earlier today and reported to Dr. Parrott that by the time we give away scholarships here around graduation, we're going to be at about $50,000 impact on Clinton City and Anderson County schools in the 21-22 school year. And that comes basically because our community really loves our young people and our schools and supports us in such a great way. And we're thankful for everybody throughout the year that's made that happen. Thanks for joining John and I, and we look forward to coming back to you and sharing more stories later.